Last week, the Supreme Court agreed to hear a case in which Mexico is suing US gun manufacturers for $10 billion. Mexico alleges the companies are raking in hundreds of millions in profits by knowingly flooding that country with military grade assault weapons and other guns favored by the nation's violent cartels. And according to the Associated Press, Mexico's government estimates that around 70% of the guns trafficked into Mexico come from the United States. But the gun manufacturers have a familiar ally in their corner: Texas Senator Ted Cruz. Now, Cruz, along with his fellow senators John Cornyn, Lindsey Graham, Rick Scott, Marsha Blackburn, and several others, along with several Republican representatives, filed an amicus brief on behalf of the gun lobby. In it, they claim Mexico's lawsuit is an affront to the sovereignty of the United States of America. And they go on, Mexico's suit attempts to impose the laws of that foreign nation upon the citizens and companies of this nation. This is ironic, given that Mexico's constitution also provides its citizens have the right to possess firearms in their residences for purposes of self-defense. But that nominal right is a pale shadow of its American counterpart, subject to severe restrictions, coupled with the fact that there is only one single gun store in Mexico. That nation's laws and tradition of the right to own firearms bear little resemblance to that of our own. Now, despite having robust protections against liability claims, an appeals court judge allowed Mexico's case to advance. Now, the gun manufacturers, the senators, and the NRA are all asking the Supreme Court to intervene. It's worth noting that many of those senators rank among the top recipients in gun lobby and gun manufacturer money of all time. Here's a list. Number 2, Ted Cruz, taking in nearly $1 million at $942,000. Number 8 is Marsha Blackburn, $344,000. John Cornyn, $312,000. Lindsey Graham, $281,000. Steve Daines, $197,000, and Ted Budd, $144,000. But the Gun Owners of America, a gun industry super PAC, has already spent over $630,000 in Ted Cruz's Senate race against Colin Allred. So, Cenk, my question for you is, does he actually worry that Mexico's laws are going to be imposed on American citizens, or might this be about something else?
I mean, this is hilarious. Of course, it's Ted Cruz. He's the same guy that after mass shootings and school shootings in Texas said the real problem was doors. Yeah, doors are causing all the school shootings. But I realized as I was writing down doors as we're doing this segment, if you just take out the N from donors, you get doors. So maybe he was just looking at the real problem is the donors, the donors, the doors. Oh, if you take out the N, doors. That's what the problem is, doors. So this guy will do anything for money. He's one of the most immoral people in the country. This is the guy, after Donald Trump insulted his wife, he said, oh, well, I'm not gonna endorse him. But his donors, the Mercers that had given him $13 million in the 2016 campaign, slammed a door in his face and said they wouldn't give any more money unless he groveled to Trump. And he immediately started groveling to Trump because then he was like, who cares about my mom and my dad, who he called a murderer, not mom, his wife he called ugly, and my dad a murderer, etc. They just immediately, he'll do anything for donors. Now, of course, in our press, they never even mentioned that he's taking $942,000 to allow the gun manufacturers to sell out of control weaponry that gets our kids killed. Oh no, he's an elite. You're not allowed to say harsh things about Ted Cruz. You could make little fun of him, and that's fine. Ha ha, he went to Cancun. But talking about how he takes nearly $1 million from gun manufacturers and doesn't mind not only mass shootings, but school shootings in this country, and prevents any votes that help you to stop the school shootings so that he can make more money for his deeply immoral campaigns. But now he's saying, no, we're not spreading the violence enough. We have to spread it to other countries. And if other countries have a problem with us, with their citizens and their children being shot, my donors are very upset. I mean, I am very upset on principle. And so, if we start with Mexico, But God knows how long, maybe he'll start helping to sue other countries. You have to allow school shootings too. My donors are very upset with you. So this is the sick, sick corruption that this country has become.
Yeah, nobody should be surprised by this. Ted Cruz is basically a hoe for political contributions. Like, that's just what it boils down to. The man has no scruples. He has no principles. Donald Trump called his wife ugly as hell and said that his father did JFK. And then not only did he endorse Donald Trump, he phone banked for the guy. He like literally did manual labor, hours. He put time in for this guy after he called his wife ugly as hell.
Hi, this is Ted Cruz calling. I was calling to encourage you to come out and vote on election day. Just wanted to encourage you to come out and vote. Thank you, and God bless you.
Which is just, that's all you need to know about this dude in terms of any principles or any standards that he has. And so for him to come out and say that Mexico, the Mexican government should sit by and do nothing as the gun companies flood their streets with all kinds of guns. And dude, the homicide rate in Mexico is scary. Okay, like the amount of violence that happens in that country is scary, and their government trying to do something to curb it. Hey man, I respect them. I love that. You know, and the idea that we should be imposing our ridiculously lax gun laws on the people of Mexico is absurd. It's craziness. And so, yeah, but like Cenk said, like Ted Cruz, give me a break. Like, when has this guy ever been somebody you should take serious? Like, everything that comes out of his mouth is just crap, and you know he's just bought and paid for.
Yeah, I mean, you can see what this is ultimately about when you juxtapose it with the Fast and Furious scandal. I'm sure you both remember that, and many of the viewers do. But if you're unfamiliar, it's where the ATF was running guns into Mexico with the plan of alleged plan of tracing where they went to take out the cartel leaders. And exactly 0 cartel leaders were taken out. All we did was flood Mexico with guns, and more are going in. We know what the problem is. The problem is the proliferation of firearms in this country. We see it here in a way that no other country does. And now we see it there because they are flush with weapons, thanks to us. But you can juxtapose the reactions. That was a big scandal on the right. Whoa, we got to do something about this. We got to take out Eric Holder and Barack Obama. This is a major scandal. And what was the problem? The guns were going into Mexico. Now, Mexico's saying, hey, guns are coming into our country. It's stop. There's nothing we can do. And so you see, when the gun lobby wants them to take a position, sure. When it's politically opportune for them to take a different position, then they care. And it all boils down to money, partisanship, and just kind of cheap political tricks.
Yeah, last quick thing. Donald Trump and the Republicans keep saying, oh, Mexico's sending in criminals, rapists, fentanyl, all these things that are endangering us. Meanwhile, we're sending in tons of heavy weaponry into Mexico, literally endangering all of their lives. And then when they go, can you please stop? We're like, how dare you? You must accept our weapons. Your drug cartel should have all the weapons in the world and endanger all your citizens. You see how Mexico is posing a danger to us? No, not really. I see the opposite.